on today's video, we're going to be showing you guys how to put on an FXRT fairing and all the stuff that goes with it. I've had to make slight modifications to some of this stuff. So concerning the fat bob, there's going to be some differences. On other soft tail models, there's going to be a lot of things that are the same, which are going to be nice to add in there and know what to do, because this kit does not go on there just right out of the box. There's a couple different things you're going to want to do, and I'll go over all that with you guys on this. Some of that stuff I've already done, so I'm just going to go over what's happened as the video goes through during the install. So what we got over here is here is the neck bracket. I've already got on these CHD Customs bracket. I went ahead and bought these. I believe that you could probably make one yourself, but it might not be as easy. Then we also got over here is some brand new stainless steel spacers that I had to make to fit on there. Basically, the stock spacers that come with it are 1/2 inch. These ones are 3/4 inch, so they're a little bit wider. And I think that that's actually because of this not being a Russ Wernmark. I think it's RWD designed fairing. It's a slightly different one. This is actually the economy one from eBay. So looks all the same. Quality is actually very much there. So if you're looking up on if it's worth it to buy, I say definitely go for it. So slight difference in design. I had to make some modifications to it. Over here, we got some shorty levers. These don't really have anything to do with the fairing, but they're pretty goddamn awesome. They're coming from Whiplash Speed Co. And I will have down right here will be a Instagram tag for you guys to follow. This fairing that I got is meant for a 7-inch headlight, so we got a 7-inch headlight bezel right here that you're gonna be able to put in there. I haven't bought mine, but I will go ahead and throw into the description some really nice ones from Amazon. I've had a Wyzamic one before, and I also got a 7-inch one on the lady's bike over there. She's got a Fat Boy. I'll show that one, and that one is pretty awesome, much cheaper than the Harley brand. The other parts we got, this is the old bracket. This is the stock bracket that comes with it. So this is very similar to the one that we got from there, but obviously it's going to work more on a Dyna or something else. Also, if you're doing this on a Dyna or another bike, the installation process should be almost the same. So you can follow along, and just about everything that's going to happen on this will be things that you should be doing on there. It's pretty universal, just certain parts that I have got are going to be specific to my soft tail. So over here is another bracket. This one's going to be attaching to the frame, about the A-frame right in the front, the down tube right in between it. This is where this is going to go. And we have this little adapter that also came from CHD Customs in their kit. This is to attach it to the new 2018 Softail frame, rather than this would be to attach it to your Dyna. So on this video, I'm not going to be able to show you guys taking off the headlight because it was already off when I was getting this sent off for some dimensions and to have a part made. But basically, it's really easy. You're going to have this part on there. There's also going to be a headlight cowl, so you got these 2 bolts right here. Just take them out and you can pull that one right off. Your headlight's going to be attached to this guy right here. So you got 1, 2, and 3 bolts, and then that's just going to come right off. And then you're ready to go. It's pretty simple, but just wanted to make sure that you guys had seen that. Alright, so right here, this is your headlight connector. You're going to want to pull all this stuff out. You're going to want to have to get to this guy. This guy is connected to the back of your headlight. I have not looked at the new headlight yet, but we may need a different connector. So just have that out just in case. Over here is your tank bolt. That's the first thing you're going to remove. This is what your bracket is going to connect to. It's going to go right through here and come out to here, and then you'll be ready to go. Alright, so with this guy, we had to use a little bit of modification. On the Fat Bob, you have really wide forks. So some of your mid-glides, like on most of the models, are going to fit just right inside these. But you still want to check for clearance, for one. Number 2, if you have something wide, then you're definitely going to want to put it on there and check it. We turn this around. So right inside here, I had to open this up a lot more. For that, we had, if I can find it, right over here. So we just had a Dremel to really open this guy up. I used the cutting disc and then a little sanding drum just to kind of clean it up. Obviously you don't want really sharp pieces, and it's always just good to try to clean things up as much as possible. No jagged edges. So basically I just had to cut in from here and bring it all the way around. I tried to follow the contour of the fairing. I just find it tends to be a lot better. You just kind of follow the contour of it so it doesn't take away from any of the rest of the shapes. But yeah, you probably don't even need to cut in that much back here. The forks actually sit right about here and here. So I don't see it getting that far forward, but to be safe, I just wanted to cut it once and I cut it around. Also, cutting it where I did, you're not going to notice it. You might get a little less wind protection. But also, my forks are, well, not the forks, the triple trees. Their pinch bolts are on the side rather than being placed towards the back or something like a normal triple tree. They're put onto the sides, which is kind of weird on the Fat Bob, but that makes it even wider. So what happens is it almost wants to come in contact with the venting areas right here. So I had to trim away some of this stuff right here. Just a little bit, not too much, but if you're doing it on a Fat Bob, those are things to consider. But once you get that stuff out of the way, you can fit it up, and obviously go ahead and turn your wheels with it up and just see if you get clearance all the way around and kind of just make adjustments as needed. I'm going to still have to make adjustments, but this is where I've gotten and what I've gotten to that looks okay. So we got the first half of the install done, basically just bolting this to the bracket. The next part is going to be connecting the underside of the bracket, and I'll make sure to get that on camera. So far one thing I noticed, at least with this fairing, is that you want to be careful and just tighten around. You'll tighten an X pattern, so once there, once on the other side, once there, once on that side, and that just seems to get the even pressure. You don't want uneven pressure, possibly you'd be cracking your fiberglass. Every once in a while there's a little creak, but it should be good. Feels real solid. Definitely a huge fan of it. Also, you're going to want to look from here down into here and just see your kind of clearance. It looks like I might have to do a little bit more cutting just to make sure that it's clearing. It might not need cutting. It might just kind of rub and eventually, rub the clearance that it needs. And in my opinion, I don't really care that much, but it depends on how you are when you want to install it, but that's my opinion. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and finish the rest of this and get the rest of this up. Windshield, headlight will come another day, and just doing the bottom part. But I mean, at least right now, this thing is fairly stable. I also do got to cut some speaker circles, which will be coming here soon. I might just remove my handlebars and cut them right here. Shouldn't be too hard. That's going to be for another time. It's really not that bad taking it on and off. Hard to see, but right inside here you got your lower bracket, and what you're going to want to do once you finally have this thing all fitted up is go ahead and make marks with a Sharpie mark right in those holes right there. So basically you're just going to put that on there, and what I had to do personally myself to try to get a little bit of extra clearance for around my trees is I actually flexed it out a little bit before making the marks, so I was able to make the marks so that when the bracket holds it, it's actually holding it in a place that's just going to give me just that little bit of extra clearance. So that's just something to keep in mind if you really are looking for that little bit extra clearance, so that you can kind of get that before your final fitment. So go ahead and do whatever you need to do, and then take it off and make your holes, and then get it attached for a perfect fitment in the end. Got this thing on there. Tomorrow I'll be trying it out. We'll see if I can try and get that part into the video. I'm hoping so, but at least you guys got to see this. And gotta say, this has been one of my dreams to put on the bike, and it's finally on there. Ever since my last bike on the Dyna, this has been what I wanted, and it's just as good as I always expected. So we'll have some ride reviews, and then also just tons and tons and tons more coming for the build on this bike. And I can't wait to show you guys. Hope you guys stay tuned. Remember to like and subscribe, and there's lots more to come for you guys.